Hello and welcome to the show. We are back on Forza Horizon 4, driving mad vehicles around inappropriate circuits. Yes, the Funco F9, the crazy Sandrail, is going to be tackling some twisty, nasty, well, street circuits in this case, and other nasty tracks that it would not really be designed for. The only modification we have made to this is a gearbox. We've given it a upgraded gearbox and much longer gear ratios. The standard gearbox only goes about 130 miles an hour, whereas this gearbox is good for about 210. Yes, that's what 1,700 horsepower and 1,200 torque will do in a vehicle such as this. Around a street circuit, however, there are issues. Predominantly, its fondness for, well, wheeling and wiggling a wheel around in the air does make it quite difficult to turn. The brakes are powerful and all, but the vehicle's insane, so it doesn't really feel like they are all that good. As we just imagine the sight in Edinburgh as we race some of the maddest off-road vehicles you can imagine around the street. Oh, that's not going to work. I've just got hung out to dry a little bit through there as they wobble from side to side. It's getting a little bit bumpy, unintentionally, mind, but it is a little bit. Oh, don't hit the wall. You don't want to clip the wheels. The downside, of course, of open wheels is they are easy to get a little stuck on terrain sometimes. Christ, the acceleration in this is immense. Uh-oh, I'm going to murder somebody. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I would try and let someone go. I'll let you go, but I'm trying to get out of the way here as best I can. I mean, I want less of let you go and more of, there's too many vehicles going three wide into a corner. Help me, please. There's a buggering off. That's a very colourful Funko. Living up to the name, I feel there. But I don't actually want to go down this inside, but we are going down this inside. Whether we want to or not, there's a lot of crossing over lines there. I might actually come out of this fairly well here. We run up the hill. Can I get to the inside for third? No, not going to do it here. I'm really surprised. It was more of a speculative, just in case the car ahead made a little mistake. We have got around there nicely, though. Oh, come on, turn. There's a lot of understeering this. There's a lot of understeering this, followed by... It's not actually as oversteery as you'd expect in many... It's kind of a weird wheel spin you get from this. It kind of oversteers while understeering, and I know that doesn't make much sense to anybody. I'm fully aware of that, but if you drive it, it will make sense. If you drive it, it will make sense. It's one of the strangest handling cars I've ever driven, I think, in some respects. We're actually catching the two leaders back here, which is kind of surprising. And so I would say we're catching. Third is catching the two leaders. I've not really done much. I think the leaders are fighting one another, so maybe that will help us a little bit. I do like that corner down there. That's probably my fastest corner on the track. It is just a good, fun corner to drive around. Debris is... I mean, it's not the most fearsome thing in this. You know, when you're driving a 200 horsepower hot hatch that weighs nothing, debris will really slow you down. Driving something like this, it will slow you down a bit. It's, as I said, less fearful, though. I'm struggling getting around these corners. We are, thankfully, fairly clear. I mean, the blue car behind me seems to be having about as many issues as I am around these corners, which is kind of nice to see. Take out some more street furniture, we go. The madness of the first couple of laps kind of calmed down a little bit. If we can have second and third fighting, if you guys want to just fight each other, you know, swap sides, get in awkward positions, slow each other down, allow me to maybe try and catch up to you, maybe make a maneuver stick somewhere. That's perfect. Thank you for listening to the FailRace requests. It is greatly appreciated. With a couple of laps to go, we might be able to sneak our way onto the podium. Not quite sure I'd want to go across the grass there particularly. We will sneak around the outside. That will put me up to a third position. I think the leader's a little too far gone now, clear of the fights. I'm not really able to have much of a look down. I might actually be able to with that car running wide. I will say thank you very much. A clean pass, no bumping into the wall or each other or anything like that. Run away now. I think the rainbow car is actually faster than me. I think Chris's car is faster with this car. We are all in identical cars, and I've butchered up that corner. We're all into the wall. Sorry, Cooper. No, well, some wibbling going from the car ahead of me. I don't know if I got that checkpoint. That was sketchy. Because the car ahead knocks the checkpoint flag over, so where you're trying to aim for to get the checkpoint is a little misguided, almost. Oh, don't put the car in the wall. We have rubbed our wheels a little bit through there. I'm on such a tight line, I'm not going to be able to get any speed out of there. That's not raw, although you're in the fence. Oh, you've got... It's lifting the front up. It's coming across the track. This is a fantastic race in completely inappropriate cars. I've had much more boring races in much more sensible cars than this, as is the normal inverse law of FailRace in full effect. The stupider the vehicle, even silly overpowered sandrails, the better the racing. Although I've clonked the fence and I think that might be me done for there. I needed a good run out of that final corner, barring any big lockups, any big mistakes down here like I did last time around. Annoyed with myself, I got to second and threw it away. We will still at least get a podium, mind, which is something. Could have and perhaps should have been second. I made a silly mistake in the braking zones. Twice I had issues getting slowed down there. Lap time's pretty close. Lap time's pretty close. Around there. God, they are mad cars. They are mad vehicles. But proved to be good fun when tackling a street circuit, weirdly. So we head to quite possibly one of the most difficult places we can ask a Funko to drive around. This is fast and very narrow in a sandrail that's not all that precise. I think, having had a solid ponder about the best way to sum this car up, it's, yeah, a lack of precision with the Funko. It's very good at being brutal in a vague direction. And there is just about some turning, but it's not the most precisely controlled vehicle, and, well, this circuit is fast. This circuit is fast, and I fear we might have some terrible near-death or quite-death experiences. Yes, you can have quite-death experiences. Bloody hell. Yep, it's happening already. I want to hug the inside and try to stay out of trouble. Try and avoid the chaos. Bounce our way. Big airtime across there from the Funko. It's kind of... I've driven this circuit in a lot of cars, and I have used it as a test circuit for many vehicles. I've never driven it in an off-road car, though. I've driven it in vague rally spec cars, but nothing more. So we're probably going to find out new things about this circuit that I'm not quite so aware of. The railings, we do know, are bad. Yep, we don't want to hit those. Oh, that's where we make it through there. That's a little bit of a tight squeeze. I wondered if our leader had rolled off of the inside hill. I feel like you could. I personally never have, but I feel like you could if you tried to jump that corner a little bit too much there. This is an easy checkpoint to miss here as you're trying to sort of straighten it up through these chicanes. It's actually, I will say, not as bad around here as I feared for the Funko. I really did fear its complete lunacy. Leader's sideways, I'm going to join in 140 miles an hour. Can't get the back end of my car in check. That's not really what you want. I think everybody was doing the same thing behind us, though, which is something. Good God, it really does do 200 miles an hour. I wasn't sure if the gearing was telling the truth, I'll be honest, but we did 195 into turn 1 in a sandrail that I don't really know if I've got all control of the faculties in it. Again, there are times where it does feel like you are making suggestions and you are just hoping that the car is listening to those suggestions, otherwise you might be in trouble. Thankfully we managed to kind of drift wide on our own through there. Not quite sure how we ended up drifting wide, because I was looking like I might end up cutting the bloody corner, but we got away with it. We are closer to the leader now as it wiggles a wheel around in the air. Nope, we both done exactly the same thing there. Don't really know how much speed we can and can't get away with. It's a little bit of learning experience, of course. As I said, I know this track very well, but I don't know it at all in a car like this. I'm trying to straight line the chicane. See, I'm trying to not excite the car into wheel spin, and I think sometimes maybe the faster way to go with this is a little bit of skidding around. Not much, of course, but there might be times where, especially with the front wheel hanging around in the air, it might be almost helpful. Yeah, so this goes out in the fence as well. It's easy to do with the car. Get the front wheels down. No, don't go over there. I don't want to visit the trees. Oh, we're in trouble. Yeah. Makes a huge difference. Last time we were 195 miles an hour and out of control coming down there. That lap we were busy fighting the car in a completely different place. Like, just every lap you find a different bump and it can throw you about so much in here and put you on such a different course as you try to find a way of putting some power down. I think we are actually quite a long way clear at the front. I don't know where the rest of the pack is. I can't really look. This is one of those cars that why am I following? I just why did I do that? I saw like it started accelerating and I was in a hurry to try and keep up with it, and I copy the same bloody mistakes. Christ, watching these things move around is terrifying. Oh, that's a big off. That is a big off. This is now a right old race going on for the lead. Can I find a way to duck underneath? I kind of want to, but I also really don't want to fight too wide through some checkpoints. Too wide in checkpoints like that is dangerous. That's stuff in a car. Hell, you don't really go too wide there in a normal car. Even like B-Class, I probably wouldn't want to. I don't know if I want to in a Funko. See, I'm being more cautious around there. Sometimes it still bites you, though, being cautious. Like there, that bump is horrible. I'm not sure I'm fully enjoying the Funko. It is definitely an experience to race, is the Funko. There is no other way of describing it. You can see the very different styles between me and Gliska in our approach. Much more aggressive, whereas I am considerably more conservative, much less sliding from me, and it works for me in some places. I think I'm perhaps less likely to make a mistake, but maybe ultimately a little slower around here. But I'm trying to go for the, don't make a silly mistake, although I have just clipped my front wheel on the railing, and that's cost me half a second or so. Oh, don't hit the fence. We saw what happened last time around. It's just sending up smoke signals around these corners. Yeah, I think it might actually be a teensy bit faster if you are going to throw the car around. But I worry that if I start doing that now, especially after I've been driving it in a set way, I run the risk of a silly mistake. Oh, I got a big understeer through there. We're going to get big understeer through here as well. No, we're just going to go sideways through there. It kind of works almost when you pick that front wheel up. You kind of drive it like a stadium truck. Oh, no, I got a big bobble across. That bump has killed me twice now, with varying degrees of severity. Yes, there are different sorts of severity in Death by Funko. Oh, yeah, I don't know what it is with that bump and catching me out, but we've lost any chance, I think. We got very close at one point. We got very, very close at one point. I was just not able to capitalise on it, and barring any mistakes, even if we have a perfect lap, it won't be enough to catch up here. As I said, I don't know where the rest of the field is gone, how far back, how close they are. I daren't look about. I daren't really do much other than just concentrate on keeping the vehicle pointing the right direction, because this is a brutal circuit. It does not take any prisoners if you get things wrong around here. As we head through the chicane for the final time, let's just not miss any checkpoints. If we can do that, that'll be golden. And here we go. Final corner. Don't go on the kind of final corner. Actually, it's sort of a never-ending long mess of a corner in a Funko. Don't do anything stupid around here. We are not going to be catching the leader. I did think it might be worse, although it's the bumps down this bit that cause way more issues than anywhere else for me, which is unusual. But there we go. It is a second place. Not got as much speed. Not got as much speed as the leader. If I could have capitalised on mistakes, I might have been able to get a victory. I think it would be very difficult to pass if you can park it in the middle of the road. But, yeah, an interesting experience, to say the least, around that track. So, for our final race with the mad Sandrails, we have come outside of the city for a run around the Bambara Coast Circuit, where I'm hoping for some fun racing. I've had a few connection issues going on here. There's going to be 8 of us, a little bit more manageable probably with these vehicles around here. The crests and like sort of the crest hills and that lot might be interesting to deal with these. We're probably going to get some big old wheelies going on as we go over those. There's a little bit more space around this circuit than we have seen in the other ones, which should be nice. We actually get a pretty good start here, although I'm to the outside for turn 1. I don't think I really want to be over there. We shouldn't have too many issues running across the grass and the curbs, as I have seen with some more normal race cars. Sometimes they can be really nasty. Oh, going up the inside. I did not realise there was going to be a car there. My bad on that. We're going to try and hug the inside, make sure we don't give any extra space there. This is the sort of corner where we might have some interesting fun and games with the vehicles. And this crest, oh, don't do that, you'll end up in the back door. Well, I say back door, back wheel in fact. Uh-oh, 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 panic and brake, we've got away with all of that. Yeah, that was a little bit sketchy and everything as we come around now onto kind of the big acceleration zone. It's really got to try and set your car up before you jump on the throttle in this. It's again, very different to just about everything. Even like the weird jelly cars and so on, this is different. Oh, that's a big crash. That's a very big crash and a very, very bad place to have spun. I think, amazingly, at least some cars made it through that without collecting. I managed to panic and avoid it just about. Yeah, it's very... It's very strange. Like, you've really got to get the car set before you give it the full beans. If you don't, and it's tempting to just go for it out of a corner, like you would with a normal vehicle. But kind of where your front wheels are, where all that's positioned, is so important. How much it's tripoding. Is it just going to pull to the left or right? Is there a crest or a bump in the road to cause you grief? Oh, that's such a big dive. I've got the brakes right twice in a row there, but there's going to be a time where I don't. My tail's got very, very close to missing that flag. Just got it with the rear wheel, I think. Now, so this straight. You go on the throttle too soon here, and we see both the two cars ahead of me do exactly the same thing. Like, I want to be flat here, but I'm a little scared after what we saw happen last time. Oh, that's going towards the wall. That's so close. The wiggling under braking. It's now a three-car battle for the lead. Fourth is not that far behind. If something goes wrong between us, which at the rate we're going, something's going to go wrong between us. I'm going to join it in this one here. We swap paint a little bit through there. Not going to... Oh, there might be a space, actually. There might be a space for second. Here, we do get the move done. Oh, can we go around the outside for the lead? That is a lovely little pass if we can hold this, which I think we'll run out of grip eventually. We will be to the inside up over the hill, but I think I'm going to run out of grip there. Fair enough. Just not quite enough. Not quite enough grip for me. Leader's all out of shape in the braking zone. God, these big braking zones are causing almost as much problems with these as they were with the 40 over Morrises. Christ, I've not seen so much wiggling since a jelly car. It's entertainment, that's for sure. Terrifying to try and keep control of, but there we go. Now, this time we are... Oh, we're jumping through the air sideways. That's not what we wanted. That is not what we wanted at all. Ninetales is right behind us. Probably gave them a heart attack coming into the braking zone there. It's not a fun thing to see the car ahead of you wildly out of control in the braking zone. You never know if A, they're going to make it at all, whether they might spin in front of you. If they do spin, what way are they going to end up going? It's just... Yeah, there's a lot of... I say there's a lot of guesswork going on. There's a lot of educated guesswork going on and hoping that the car does... Well, the vehicle ahead of you does what you're expecting it to be doing. This gets a really good run out here, and that's where I'm struggling to keep up. I think I'm doing better under brakes into the... I've been consistently pretty good down there, although if I say that now, we're going to butcher it on the final lap if we have a chance for the win here. Can we get out of there? We can get out of there fairly well. Come on, Funko. Come on, Funko. One more lap, one more time around here. Last time it was very scary. Could we not do that again, please? Okay, we were better. Glisco's a little bit airborne. We are... Oh, I wanted to have a look around the outside, but so difficult. It's very difficult to pass, actually, in these. Just full stop. I might have to try to do the same move that I did to Ninetales to get second away. Glisco's wary of it. Oh no, Ninetales is going to get the pair of us. That's a lovely, lovely move for the lead. I'm going to try cut back underneath. It's it's a double cutback. We've got the lead, and this time I've got to the lead while still maintaining the inside through this long corner. Yes, Glisco and Ninetales, busy yourself fighting each other, please. I'm going to try and run away, and now I really need to make sure that I don't make a mess of this corner. Ninetales was late on the brakes. I didn't know that was coming, but I kind of was, you know, let's just let them fight and hope that I can stop the car, and if someone comes skating up the inside, they won't be able to pull it up in time for the corner, and Ninetales couldn't. A valiant effort. Now I've just got to get to the finish line without choking it away in the Funko. We bounce, we fly towards the finish, and we take a victory. What a race that one was. That might be one of the most spectacular races I've had at the Bamburgh Coast circuit, and we're in bloody Sandrails. Oh, bloody hell. That was good fun. That was good fun. I get fastest lap as well, the only one into the 56s with that. I'm really surprised. That was scary that the first lap or so was bloody terrifying while trying to figure out what could and couldn't do with that car. Once you got the hang of it, that's actually good fun around there. That was very good fun around there. Tough to learn. There's a tough vehicle to drive. It is not forgiving at all around these tracks. But we've had some incredible racing. We have had some absolutely fantastic racing when we take a Sandrail to where it doesn't normally go. We often take very inappropriate cars off-roading, so it was about time we took a very inappropriate off-road car for some nasty street circuits, basically. you know, did well. It proved itself well. That, though, is going to be it for this video. I do highly recommend the Funko. It's probably one of my favourite cars from the Fortune Island DLC. It's completely mad and almost entirely inappropriate for every single situation, and because of that I can't help but slightly love it. And apparently really quite good when it comes to street racing. You can get some really exciting events out of it. But yeah, that will be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.